Hello and welcome to another video, and today we're here for the final time with the 181 Rider Championship. Let's find a pretty odd grid with a Red Bull rookie on pole and Alex Crivier in second place here. But we are here for the Valencian Grand Prix. Now if you haven't seen the previous episode, I do recommend you go check that one out before, so don't spoil what happened in it. But obviously, in the last episode we won the championship. We managed to secure it so that Jack Miller could no longer win. And I think Bagnaia is now second in the championship rather than Miller. So there's still some things to fight for them. But for us, I'm just going to start at the back. I'm going to wait and make sure that I'm last, and then I'll go and just see how high up the grid we can get, since obviously there's nothing to play for us anymore. So without further ado, we'll head into it. Hopefully it's a good one. Hopefully it's very carnage filled. Whoa! It's like confetti. Every single time it's right. Whoa, there's still people falling! Oh, okay. Okay. Now I think everyone except the Red Bull rookies know where they're going here.
Just a few moments to go, and the lights at Valencia will go out.
I'll skip this cutscene since we can't see. We've got lots of people around. We've got a Proust GP bike on the floor. We've got Chris Vermeulen facing a wall. We've got Shannon Chu down here at the back with us. There's Chevy Cardelus. So we're waiting 5 seconds, people getting back on the bikes. Poor Shinya Nakano still near the back and he's still not scored anything. We're being pushed here. I think we've got the bug where a lot of them don't move. So that's a very interesting way to end the season with that bug. But well, Bo Benchnader's coming across the track. And we are okay, Aaron Cannett's going across the track as well. Dovi's cut us up. Let's go towards turn 1. We are now 83rd, so we've already made up quite a few positions. We go into turn 1. Danny Petros in front of us, same with Jeremy McWilliams, ahead of him. So around the outside of Pedrosa then, we're up into 81st place on the brakes, all the rear stepping out. Look how cold the tyres are when you're waiting on the grid. Wayne Gardner in front of us, so we're going to get past Wayne Gardner. Hitting him a little bit there, past Gardner we go. Casey Stoner in front of us. For 77th position on the inside of Stoner we go. He's actually kept around the outside. We've forced him out of the way, absolutely shoved him. There, Jesko Raffin. Obviously, the Moto E riders aren't, well, they are going to get in the way a little bit because obviously they are slower than most of the bikes around here. But they actually do know where they're going, so they're not going to get in the way for too much. Oh, the inside of Caparossi somehow have not crashed there. I didn't even mean to do that. It was definitely an error on my half there. Joe Roberts ahead of us. It's Valentino Rossi ahead of us as well, looking around the outside, past Biaggi as well. Gardner going underneath. Ozeki there, up into 69th position. We're trying to go. We've passed both of them now. So we're up into 69th. Up the inside of Lorenzo, up into 68th. Almost contact with Ike Lecoina in front of us there. Still trying to hold it round the outside of Lorenzo, but he's got us back. We'll be able to get him back again. Bit of a wheelie, so no, don't think so. Don't know why I'm trying to follow Lecoina into the corner. He's obviously going to brake very early. Past Lecoina we go now, past Lorenzo finally for 67th. Bo Benchnader's going to get in his way. Dovi leads, Ian only second, Lorenzo third, Rins fourth, Abraham fifth. It was Alex Marquez is up there. In 7th place, 64th position now. So we come out of Adrian Campos, wheeling once again. Getting the slipstream off Marini, past Marini we go, and this is where the carnage is. There's people stopped here. I'm not sure if we can hit them or not. I'm not going to risk it. So over to 55th, up the inside of Rossi we go, into 54th position then. Running a bit wide though, are we going to keep the position? Bit off the track, it's Kylo Dan Powie, past Powie we go, past Ertl, we're going to get the inside of Ukawa as well. Maria Herrera in 50th, doing a pretty good job there. Ukawa comes back though, around the outside of Ukawa we go, past him we go, dived on the inside of Herrera, that was an aggressive move. But I had to get past, obviously she's on the motorway, we don't want to get held up too long. Up the inside of Danny Pedrosa there, Max Biaggi and Binder battling up there. Binder's just done Biaggi up the inside, fair play to him. Max Biaggi, I think he won a race earlier in the season, while Binder's has absolutely blocked him now. Up the inside of Demaseki Pratama, we are absolutely fighting our way through the pack here, seething through. Obviously, Pratama's got us back, we're back past Pratama again. Yama Masia's had a crash now, so perhaps he's been hit from behind by a faster bike. Around the outside of the other Max Biaggi on the Yamaha. I think this one is the M1 though, rather than the well, I think YZR. I can't remember what the 500 was called. YZR 500 maybe. Past Martin we go now though, up into 44th position. Martin's back up the inside. He hits Caparossi a little bit. Are we going to get him on the power around the outside? Yes, we are. Past Caparossi. Not past Caparossi. Past Martin behind Caparossi. We are now past Caparossi. We're going for it on Hayden as well. We are not waiting around here. We're trying to make all the moves we can. We've got 7 laps, of course. I think Bradley Smith's ahead. Dovi doing a 1 minute 30.2. On the inside of Agata. Oh, it was Salvadori. Oliveira as well ahead of Salvadori. On the side of Salvadori we go. We are really going for these moves aggressively here. Out of the last corner. Get us extreme off Tulovic to the right side of Tulovic. Yes, we go. There's Cassidy as well. Or Cassidy, I'm not 100% sure how it's pronounced. I know I got laughed at before for the way I pronounced it. Polispago rejoined the racing line pretty dangerously there. So up into 34th place. We didn't get the fastest lap of the race. Dovi is currently lapping faster than us. But obviously we've got a lot of traffic to contend with here. Past Dixon, Valentino Rossi overhead. So the Gawas of Valentino Rossi. Oh, Jake Dixon getting back up the inside of us. Well, diving. Trying to anyway, around the outside of the M1, 2004 M1, beautiful Gawa skin there. Manzi looking up the inside of Gibernau, going around the outside of Manzi. Gibernau's just sat up for absolutely no reason, so thank you for that. There's another Gibernau a bit further ahead, but it's the modern day Gibernau in 28, so pretty good ride from Gibernau. Past Somkiat Chantra, Sete Gibernau ahead of us now. Somkiat Chantra's passed us exactly where Pratama passed us last time. So obviously the Honda Team Asia boys have got a good day. We're past Gibernau now. We're up into 28th position. Looks like on merit really. Without even the waves of riders holding them up, we're going to fight our way through. I think that's just because the majority of the Red Bull Rookies riders are sort of stuck on the straight. Sliding through turn 9 there. Up into the Balega. I know I'm sort of going off the track a little bit sometimes to pull off some of these moves, but he's back through anyway. So it's like as if nothing happened. But we should get the switch back on him. Another wheelie. It's hard to control the wheelie when the frame rate's so low. Fabio Di Gianantonio in 26th, going around the outside of him. I'm stuck on the curb on the outside though, so that's not going to help. Dovi still leads, so Dovi's absolutely got a commanding lead here. I don't think we'll be catching up to Andrea Dovizioso anytime soon. We might be scraping the bottom of the barrel for points here. Up the Di Gianantonio tried to go up the inside of us, going up the inside of Rossi. That could have gone very nastily indeed. So Locatelli there, Marquez doing a 29.8. What are we going to do? Obviously we've been passing lots of people again, so we're doing a 30.6. So we are lapping quite a bit slower than the leaders here. So we break for turn 1. Aleix Espargaro's broke very early. Up the side of Aleix Espargaro we go, a bit of contact, but we've made the move on Espargaro now. Marquez up ahead. I think it's a 2013 Marquez in front of us. Aiden Leidenberg's crashed. I think he's probably been clipped on the straights. I think all the Red Bull Rookies riders are there. Mario Aggi as well. So there's Marquez. We're looking for a move on him. Oh, Kenny Roberts had a crash. But he's being held up by Cato here. Is Marquez trying to go around the outside of Marquez. We can't quite do it. Cato's kind of holding us both up here. Can we split between the middle of them? Well, we've both got past Cato now, and I've got past Marquez. I'm going to try and hold a tight line here, because this is where the AI keep getting back in front of me. We've kind of held Marquez up in the mid-corner there. Not Quattararo, Navarro up next. Past Navarro. Over to 20th, there's another Lorenzo. It's one of the Fiat ones though, around the outside of Fiat Lorenzo. Don't think we're going to pull that one off. And then Troy Bayliss ahead of him on the Ducati. Around the outside of the pair, then there's Alex Marquez. Obviously he was in the top 10 near the beginning of the race, so he's dropped back a bit. Wayne Rainey ahead of him, and then who is that in front of them? I'm not 100% sure. But the laps are ticking away now. But we've actually had a really good race so far, cutting us way through the pack. Jorge Lorenzo, the modern day. Well, it's crashed! Oh, I spoke too soon, didn't I, by saying we'd had a good race. That's a lap's worth of progress and more undone there. That is annoying. Oh, such an easy mistake to make on that curb as well. Well, points are probably going to be looking quite difficult now at the inside of Polispago. 29.2 for Marquez. The AI are really pushing on here. I cannot do these lap times, cannot match them at all. Even with clean air, I don't think I'll be able to do those lap times. But yeah, so that's pretty much all the Red Bull Rookies just stopped in the middle of the road. Did we get a penalty for that? No, I didn't. That's good. Because sometimes you get a penalty for going in that run off there. Cato ahead of us again. Danny Pedrosa's had a crash. Trying to close it to Dojiro Cato as much as we can. Marquez has dropped even further down the order now. He's been absolutely swamped here. Past Cato. Flight to the back of Navarro. Up the inside Navarro. Perhaps we held Marquez up a little bit because he's lost a lot of places. But around the outside of Marquez we go. Can we pull it off? No, she blocked us quite well, but we're now underneath him there. There's that Rossi again. We can have a look for the move on Bayliss. Yes, we are. We are really getting his elbows out here. So Lacia Spargo up next. I am actually pushing on quite a bit now. See the Marc Marquez, a couple of spots in front. We're actually doing quite well, really. Since we crashed, and we've already caught back up to the back of most of the guys that passed us when we did crash. Lacia Spargo is having a look at Lorenzo in front of him, and then there's Marquez in front of him. I'm not sure who's in front of them, but around the outside of Lacia Spargo we go, up into 19th place. Oh, it's a Lorenzo at the corner where we crashed last lap. Clearly no fear from that then. So Marc Marquez 17th, so it's going to be a Dovi Rins 1-2. They are absolutely bolting away. Don't know where Marc Marquez is because he's been setting the world alight. Obviously it's not this one in front of us, it's the modern day one. Can the slipstream off him? What is the lap time here? Oh, there's Tom Booth Amos going pretty slow. We caught some of the Moto3 riders then to the left hand side. Oh, we've just set the fastest lap. Oh, Rainey's just hit Masia. Look, inside of Rainey we go then now. And Lorenzo is up next. I think there actually has been a couple of crashes just ahead of us. 2013 Lorenzo up next. Yeah, because there's Albert Arenas as well. Oh, we've just dive bombed Lorenzo. That was a brave move because then we could have hit Arenas there. But yeah, we set the fastest lap of the race on that lap, even though we had to cut through all that traffic. We passed probably about 5 riders on that lap and set the fastest lap. So really, there was obviously a lot more time to find here at Valencia. Just took a crash for me to have to pull it out. There's Makar Yurchenko in front of us anyway. Don't think we'll be getting anybody else because obviously it's lap 6 of 7 and there's quite a big gap up ahead. Around the outside of Yurchenko, of course. Not sure who it is up ahead, but there's quite a big gap. It's Franco Morbidelli, and that's not him, the next rider, I don't think. So they look to be going a bit too slow. I think that's a Moto3 rider ahead of us. I think there's a couple of them. Yeah, I can see Morbidelli. There's a few white bikes in front, but it's not one of these guys. It's Toba ahead of us then. Well, we're approaching Toba a lot quicker than I wanted to there. Lorenzo Dalla Porta ahead of him. Morbidelli 3.1 seconds in front. Unless something drastic happens, then we'll be catching him. But obviously we've caught a lot of the Moto3 riders up. That is kind of dangerous a little bit in some aspects for the MotoGP riders. Obviously we saw Rainey hit Masia at the back. Marcos Ramirez up ahead next. Past those three, so we've passed the Moto3 riders that were in front of us. I've just got to keep my wits about me, make sure. There's been a crash up ahead. We're now to 14th, so we have actually got one more position. I think Casey Stoner got knocked off. Yeah, because Marquez has passed him as well. Lacia Spargo's had a crash as well. Perhaps that's with Stoner though. Yeah, it is, because Stoner's down again, so perhaps Stoner just cut him up when he came back on the truck. Big train of Moto3 riders in front of us. Actually, no, one of them is Eric Granado, Moto E rider in fact. Stoner's now ahead of us instead. 2 seconds, so obviously a lot closer. So maybe we can have an attempt at trying to get one more place, because it looks like he might be 2 seconds ahead. In fact, yeah, I can see him. He's mired in with all these Moto3 riders here. If we can get his elbows out, we'll just dive on Granado. I can see him right there. He's ahead of Darren Binder. Past Binder, past Granado. Stoner still looks like he's stuck in the pack. 1.2. We can probably find 1.2 in the amount of time we've got left on this lap. So maybe we can... Oh, actually, Rossi's in front of him. So if they continue to be held up by the guys in front, we could get P12, which would be a fantastic result for the final episode. There's a big pack of riders in front. Come on, guys, hold them up, hold them up. We've only got a couple of corners to go. Oh, they actually are being held up pretty badly there. In fact, Rossi's lost a place to Stoner, and they're still being held up. They're still being held up round here, and we are closing. We're closing on the pair of them. Oh, got on the grass on the inside of Rossi there, and we're going to send it on Stoner. We're going to send it on him. No, we can't quite do it there. One of the Australian... Oh, we've actually got Stoner though. We've pushed him out the way. Up towards the line then. 2 overtakes in the last 2 corners of the 181 Rider Championship. And that is it. The season, the series is over. And it was a pretty good ending, I must say.
Let's take a look at the final ranking of today's race.
So Dovizioso then wins the final race of the 181 Rider Championship. We get 12th place with a searing fastest lap for 28.5 there. We weren't too far behind Morbidelli and Dovizioso ahead. Stoner and Rossi, we mugged them right at the end. Shannon Chu scoring the last point there, obviously because of the simulated times. When I finish, the times do get messed up a little bit. So yeah, Shannon Chu then absolutely, tearing it up there, getting points. And as you can see, the modern MotoGP riders absolutely dominating this final race. Like when the carnage isn't there, the normal people come to the front. Like Marquez third, Dovi first, Rins second. Obviously Marquez looks like he probably has been held up by something. I think Dovi and Rins got away at the beginning without being held up by anybody. So that's why obviously they're quite a big lead. But yeah, they're the same sort of riders. Obviously Iannone and Abraham are a little bit out of place there. But yeah, most of the time the modern MotoGP riders don't do particularly well. They do occasionally. But in this circumstance, of course, obviously they did do pretty well. So that is it then really for the series. We'll have a look through the championship and see how everything summed up, and then that'll be it. So then, in the end, in this championship, I won ahead of Francesco Bagnaia in second. Jack Miller, unfortunately, after the absolutely amazing, run of form he had, winning several races in a row, he was absolutely dominating the championship, ends up third place. Morbidelli with a decent finish then moves up to fourth. So 2 Yamahas in the top 4, can't complain. Obviously Ducati got 3 riders in the top 5, so they're going to be pretty happy with that, with Valentino Rossi on the Ducati in 5th place, Jorge Lorenzo in 6th, 7th for Andrea Dovizioso, 8th for Cal Crutchlow, 9th for a different Andrea Dovizioso, and 10th for a different Valentino Rossi then. Quartararo ends up 11th, 12th for Pedrosa, 13th for Marquez. I'm not sure which Marquez that is. I think that might be the modern day one, although I don't know. Actually, I think it might be the 2013 one. 14th for Alex Rins, and he moves up 13 positions after that finish. That really helped him out. And Dovizioso in 15th. I'm not going to read through the whole championship because we'll be here forever. Just talk about some notable people. So our teammate then, 17th place for Maverick Vinales. Where did the modern day Rossi come? I don't think he was in the top. I don't think he beat Vinales. Happy Siren, the one-time, nearly 2-time race winner there, ends up 20th. Carol Abraham, pretty decent amount of points there, considering I don't think he ever got a podium or anything. So 43 points to pick up across the season is good. Same with Rabat. They had a pretty good last race. They both moved to 8 positions there. See if there's anybody else of note to talk about while we scroll through this. Oliveira, he was there or thereabouts. I mean, look how close the points are. There's only a few points separating many positions. So Marquez here, this Marc Marquez, I think this must be the modern day one, moves 17 positions by getting third. And Andrea Iannone here moves up 10 positions, so they're actually joint on point. There's lots of people joint on 36 points here. But as you can see, when you completely destroy the game and put some absolute carnage into it, the points are all very close. I mean, look at how, like, you'll scroll through, there's a lot of people on the same amount of points. I mean, there was 4 people, in fact 5 people on 1 point here. So we'll have a look then. So 101 of the 181 riders scored points in the end then. So pretty hefty amount. Obviously only 80 of them not scoring points, when really the Energicas never had a chance to score a point particularly. They had this race, that was about it. Alex De Angelis did get a pretty good finish. He moves up 73 positions there, so it's a ridiculous amount to move up. Jessica Raffin as well. So the Energicas did alright at the tracks they actually could compete at. See 45 position for Hector Garzo there, but not particularly great. A lot of people dropping down 3 positions to scroll through the championship. So Darren Binder is classified as a last 181st in the 181 Rider Championship. We'll move on to the Teams Championship then. So we managed to win the championship with 254 points ahead of Pramac Racing by 31. Third then for Petronas. So Petronas and us, we actually did pretty well. I mean, obviously I carried our team a lot, but Morbidelli and Quartararo both did pretty decently over the course of the season. That Ducati team there, with Rossi, they did pretty well. I think that's the one in 8th. I don't know who the one in 4th is. I think that is that the Dovi one? I think that might be the modern day one. It's kind of hard to tell because obviously a lot of the teams have the same name. But we'll have a look at how many of them scored. I don't think the number changed at all. It's been the same for the last few episodes. So yeah, 72 teams managed to score. Obviously Pramac moving up 25 positions there. In a Teams Championship, that's a lot to move up. So who ended up last then? So IO Moto E ended up being classified as a last place then. Out of the 102 teams, 72 of them scored, so only 30 didn't score, which, again, like I said, the Moto E, never really had much of a chance. Neither did Moto 3 teams particularly. Red Bull Rookies did get a few points, some of the Moto 3 teams did. MV Agusta didn't get any points at all. Kawasaki Racing Team, that's the most surprising one. If we actually have a look at if we look at obviously 72, so which MotoGP teams didn't score any. If we count 500s, then there's Blue Aprilia, Honda team. That would have been one of the Valentino Rossi's, so they managed to not actually score anything, which is quite surprising. The 2001 Valentino Rossi, one of them didn't score anything. San Carlo Grassini, obviously they only had one rider, so you look at these teams that haven't scored, they only have one rider, so you got McWilliams, you got Valentino, you got Simoncelli. Just keep scrolling through. Obviously, Nakano obviously was infamously never scoring anything, although he got close a couple of times. And the rest of them obviously are just not MotoGP teams trying to sprint a race. That's the Moto2 one. So if we go into the Constructors' Championship, then Yamaha won by 37 points ahead of Ducati, Honda in 3rd, KTM 4th, Suzuki 5th, Aprilia 6th, Kalex in 7th, and NTS in 8th, Cagiva 9th, Speed Up 10th. And then the non-scorers being Energica, MV Agusta and Kawasaki. But Energica, off the back of actually having a pretty decent race, because obviously their riders could actually ride around the track for about the 4th time this season. They moved up to 11th, MV Agusta 12th, and Kawasaki actually ended up last, which is quite bad. Fair play to obviously the other constructors. I mean, the others are 500. A lot of them, obviously like Yamaha, Ducati, Honda, KTM, they had all Aprilia, Suzuki had a good chance of scoring because obviously they had MotoGP teams. But Kalex managed to amass a pretty impressive 25 points. NTS only have 2 riders and they got 16 points. So that, I wonder if they got a 3rd place or something at one point maybe. Cagiva, I think they only have the 1 rider, they got 9, that's pretty good. Speed Up, again, they only have 2, they managed to get 3 points. Especially when you look at it like Kalex, obviously they had the best chance out of all the Moto2 riders to score. NTS only having 2 bikes, same with Speed Up, and they weren't even MotoGP bikes. Yet, obviously Nakano on the MotoGP Kawasaki couldn't manage to score anything. But that is it for this series. Obviously, I know a lot of you seem pretty sad to see it end, but we might bring it back in the future. But like I said in the previous episode, we'll leave it for a little while. Don't want to oversaturate it or anything. I've got some other things planned for MotoGP 20 as well, so maybe if we get through all of those and the game starts getting a bit stale, we'll have a look at maybe doing this again on MotoGP 20, or something similar, maybe not to the same degree. I don't know. I'll try and make it so maybe the performance is a little bit better, so that the frame rates are, more manageable. I've probably got on a slightly worse bike as well, since I know that obviously it's quite feasible over the course of the season to score a decent amount of points. Because obviously you only needed a couple wins, particularly to win. Because the Constructors' Championship's 382 points, that's actually a hefty amount for a season. That's very good. So Yamaha had a very, very, very good season. Obviously I got them a few wins, but then they were winning races with other riders as well. Ducati as well, having a pretty hefty amount. Both of us in the 3. Honda doing pretty well. KTM and Suzuki doing pretty well as well, actually. In terms of their points, considering how random the races were. I mean, they were really just a drop in that. It was just pulling names out of a hat who was going to win. If you had a 1000cc or 990cc or 800, if you had a MotoGP bike underneath you, you had a shot at winning. Because if you just didn't get caught up in all the carnage, or just got lucky off the start and didn't get held up by people, you basically would win, because you'd pull out a 5-6 second gap. If you didn't crash, you'd win, obviously, because even the slowest AI in the game don't lose that much to the fastest over the course of just a few laps. But anyway, like I said, I know some of you are sad to see it going, and I said I probably will give it a go maybe on MotoGP 20. But I hope you have enjoyed the whole series. It has been very fun to record, of course. I've enjoyed it, definitely. It's been one of the hardest series to make in terms of technical things, because obviously putting a load of people on the track, the game doesn't like that very much. But it's been fun nonetheless. But I hope you have enjoyed it, like I said. Hope you enjoyed the rest of your day. Hope you're all staying safe. I shall see you in the next one.